Hello 127th Wing, I'm General Mammen and welcome to the May drill. Today we're filming from Hangar 36. Behind me you see a KC-135 that is going through its isochronal inspection, or ISO for short. When an airplane comes in for this, it's literally thousands of items or thousands of tasks that require every part of maintenance to take a part of in order to get this airplane back out and flying. Now, I want to recognize Sergeant Baldamentle for all the great work that he's been doing increasing the efficiency of this process. He's put together 11 workbooks that were based on data-driven analytics that have increased the efficiency of our ISO inspections to include getting more ownership from all the shops that take priority to work on these airplanes. So with that, what that means is we're getting airplanes sooner out the door back into the air. Now that may not seem like a big deal here at the 127th Wing, but when you look at it from an enterprise perspective, for every % that we can increase FMC rates across the enterprise, that's 4 more booms in the air for our war planners to plan on. So with that, sir, I want to thank you for everything that you're doing. That's part of being an efficient organization and adaptable organization. Thank you very much. Now for a quick COVID update. The 127th Wing is still in health protection condition Bravo. Our local community transmission rate is low, but it has been increasing over the last 3 weeks. Keep in mind there are a few counties around us that are in a medium infection rate. So please keep doing what you're doing to keep our infection rate low here in Macomb County. Now I'd like to talk about our RCP deployers. It's hard to believe that 6 months ago we sent our first deployers downrange to locations across the globe. Last week, the first 12 have returned to Selfridge safely. Now, I've gotten several notes from commanders deployed downrange telling me of all the great things our airmen are doing downrange, so I couldn't be prouder of their service and their sacrifice and their efforts downrange. So when you see them back in our formations, please thank them for their efforts over the last 6 months. So now I'd like to talk a little bit about this drill. By the time you are watching this, we'll be elbows deep into a generation exercise and a readiness exercise for the tankers. So the real question is, why are we doing this? You have to consider that our peer adversaries across the globe will attempt to keep us from coming into their backyard by any means. That includes kinetic and non-kinetic operations to keep us from leaving town, keep us from leaving Selfridge. So it is our goal with this generation exercise to test our ability to get out of town under those types of threats and those conditions. So again, I can anticipate problems with communications, I can anticipate problems with our utilities, all kinds of things to prevent us or delay us from getting out of town. These exercises will exercise every part of the 127th Wing. Keep in mind, from the KC-135 perspective, the exercise will continue throughout the weekend, and from the A-10 perspective, they'll be deploying downrange to Davis-Monthan Air Force Base for red flag rescue next week. So again, all of this is testing our ability to get out of town and generate in case we are contested here at home. You are trained, you are ready, and now let's go execute. And with that, I'd like to hand it off to Chief Gordon for his comments. Chief.
Thanks, General Mammen. Team Selfridge, welcome to May Drill, where I am honored to serve as your command chief. So I'm coming at you today from Hangar 9, the individual protective equipment element. And I have with me Technical Sergeant Tim Summers, who's part of a small team with a big job. This team is responsible for the inventory and maintenance of thousands of pieces of protective equipment, to include all of that cold weather gear and all of that chemical gear that we have to take with us downrange. His team supports our members and our mission 24/7, and they contribute to our overall readiness, whether it's a one-day exercise, a large-scale exercise, or, hey, a long-term deployment. So, Sergeant Summers, I want to say thanks to you and your team for all that you do.
Thank you, Chief.
Switching gears for a second, we all know the value of having the right people in our organization. Every one of us that wears this uniform is a recruiter. Recently, the state of Michigan has authorized a $500 payment to any member of the Michigan Air National Guard who brings an individual into our organization. So for more information on the $500 recruitment incentive, reach out to the 127th Wing Recruitment and Retention Office. Now team, have a safe and productive RSD, and to our deployers out there, can't wait to see you back here.
Thanks, Chief. Now let's look forward to what's happening for the rest of the summer. This summer we'll be doing several Agile Combat Employment exercises to include another highway landing of A-10s at the end of June in the UP of Michigan. And then in July, on the 9th and 10th, will be our air show and open house. And don't forget, on the 8th will be the practice day for the air show performers, and it'll be a family day for the 127th Wing. In September, we'll have our capstone inspection when the Air Combat Command and Air Mobility Command Inspector Generals will be here to look at all our programs throughout the 127th Wing. Finally, don't forget, next Sunday, the 8th of May, is Mother's Day. It is our goal to be the best led, most efficient, effective, and adaptable organization in the United States Air Force. I appreciate your leadership, and I appreciate your professionalism.